Alright, go for it.
Alrighty then, we're going to be kicking off our first semi-finales of the evening here on 2000 Atmospheres LE. Where of course in the bottom left-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Teal Terran player coming out from the land of Korea. He is probably the most successful player in the tournament so far, or in Sparkling Tuna Cup so far. He is going to be representing Shopify Rebellion, trying to zoom his way through this match so he can represent that team in a team league. We have ByuN.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres LE, we have the Polish Protoss player representing Storm Gaming. It is Gerald, the Goblin Slayer, mate.
Man, I gotta be honest, I'm a little disappointed we weren't able to catch that, but
Yeah,
that's probably what I should have, the result that is to be expected here. Gerald, definitely better at the PvP matchup.
Yeah, it's a bit of a feels bad, man. Exclamation mark be in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourselves. We missed out on casting Goblin. It was his debut in the tournament, and we were hoping to catch him at some point, but we missed him. He was knocked out by our Polish Protoss player in those PvPs. Speaking of PvPs, we also had another result as well. Gerald, through the PvP gauntlet, took down not just Goblin, but also Trigger.
Whoa! I did not pay attention too much to the lower side of the bracket this evening, but man, oh man, that just about secures them, I think, as they're probably the best PvP player in this current bracket.
Yeah, I mean, Geralt is one of the more higher rated European players who does play in Sparkling Tuna Cup, so again, he is one of the best of the best, and if anyone is gonna stop ByuN, it's gonna be Geralt, mate.
Yeah, I think before Art really secured himself as a top seed, it was very much the story was very much of the when it came to European players, or it came to Protoss players, everyone's eyes were on Geralt. He made it to the finals, I think, 2-3 weeks in a row or something like that, and they did have a little bit of a rivalry going with ByuN for quite a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they would go back and forth. They met a couple of times in the semis or even in the finals, and here we see them again. But before we get too ahead of ourselves talking about the players, ByuN is doing something very interesting here.
He is opening up with concussive shells, not proxying his racks across the map, and also going for a 2-on-1 instead of a 3 racks?
Yeah. I know how I feel about this. It's kind of cute if it goes unscouted, but I was talking to Asher Bro about this actually during our cast, about how, like, if you go for like concussive shell marauders, like, do it on Berlingrad. Anywhere else, it's like, it's so difficult to pull off. It can so easily be scouted. Geralt saw it coming a mile away. He should be preparing for it. There is a lot of power in these marauders, don't get me wrong. We'll see what they can get done. We'll see.
Yeah, concussive shells do not mean anything if your unit is able to teleport away.
Yeah, exactly, and so far they're trying to deal with these adepts, but the shield battery finishes up. The adepts are going to be perfectly fine, and these marauders, again, they didn't really do too much. The only thing you can say that they really did is at least they kept the adepts here at home and stopped them from harassing across the map.
Yeah, which is something, but at the same time, you could also argue that ByuN would have been able to pull workers or what have you.
Yeah.
If it did come to that.
It's like, is it worth the gas investment to pull that off, you know?
Yeah. And now we have an Oracle anyway, so there is still harass going on across the map.
Oh yeah, he has to be careful because there is a Widowmine in that.
Oh!
The production.
Very well hidden.
Oh god. But here comes the second.
Yeah, and the mines ain't here. We do have a lot of Marines, so.
We do have a lot of Marines, but they are stimless. They are vanilla Marines. In the end, they are enough to force this Oracle back. And at least Geralt was able to get a heads up on the fact that there were Widowmines. He should be aware that a drop is on the way.
Yeah, actually coming in from the middle of the map, which is questionable here. I have to question ByuN's decision.
Oh my god, oh my god!
Oh, the mines! Only one of them able to land, and it doesn't even get to burrow. Yeah, questionable decision to go in through the middle of the map here, ByuN.
Oh my god, exactly. Like, I understand the need to just go across the map as soon as possible, right? Because they were revealed. There's kind of like this sense of urgency for ByuN, but despite that, he loses his job, he lost his Marauders. I feel like Gerald is coming out ahead here in the early game.
Definitely. I mean, his economy was not impacted at all. The openings did not work out for ByuN whatsoever. Gerald securing his cert base now. ByuN is still building a pretty formidable force, though. He is going to be able to push out pretty soon as Stim finishes up. Didn't really realize he was going for a 2-on-1 here, but yeah, because of that, he has plenty of bio to work with.
Exactly. I think that's a very important thing to take note of, and this is going to be scattered, by the way. This does get tagged. This push is going to hit pretty hard. We do have 2 tanks. We're going to have some medevacs as well. It's going to be on whether or not Gerald can really slow this down. The problem is that he opened up Stargate, not Twilight Council, so Blink is going to be delayed, which means he can't really slow this down as much as he would have liked.
Stasis. Wow. He avoids the stasis entirely.
He does. ByuN, he knows better. But at the same time, the Adepts do get into the main base, and they will be wreaking a little bit of havoc. They do take out one of the SCVs, do delay this push from ByuN.
Oh, if these reinforcements get caught into stasis! They're not, just because of how the pathing works. Ah.
Feels bad, man.
Oracle?
But the Oracle. I was about to say, but it gets tagged. No, the Oracle tagged it with its face. At least Gerald does have eyes on it. Blink is about to finish up. Can Gerald get ready in time? He is working on a second shield battery.
I'm a little bit skeptical here. It is purely a marine force, a marine tank force, so not too many marauders here. So yeah, it's not as scary for Gerald. He's trying to pick up some tanks, not quite able to, but he does bruise them up quite a bit.
He really does. Meanwhile, a couple of slow loads are coming in. In comes that Phoenix. Does take out one of the tanks, but there's still one more in the back line.
Yeah, and it's absolutely crucial here right now. It's keeping ByuN in this position. You know what I mean? You don't need that many tanks in TVP as long as you have, you know, something securing your, something covering your back.
Yeah, exactly. You just need enough. Meanwhile, ByuN, he's just rallying everything across the map. He wants to break through. He wants to try and get on top of this third base. Is it going to be enough, though? Because we are getting some more warpins. We are getting more shield batteries.
Well, he wants it. He wants it more than anything right now. He wants to take out that Nexus. He has switched out of tank production into Widowmine production. Very good blinks here from Gerald.
Yeah, able to avoid that Widowmine. Meanwhile, we have another one in the back line. Charge is still not done, by the way, Puppy.
Oh, not the best connection here on the Widowmine, only getting one of those Zealots. But ByuN is holding the line. Gerald trying to warp in a couple more defenses. Charge is about to finish up. Very good split from Gerald.
Yeah, very last second there, but he's running out of gateway units. Like, he's losing a lot of army here. This one tank in the backline has provided so much damage, but finally, we do see Gerald pushing this back a little bit, but no, there's still just so much bio.
Yeah, I was gonna say ByuN is so all in, but he's not. He just looks all in.
Oh.
He's getting his third base back at home, but finally, Gerald is gonna be able to clear this up and doesn't take any economic damage. Very nicely done.
Yeah, it doesn't take any economic damage, but he did sustain a lot of losses. He lost his Immortals. He lost a Disruptor there as well. Bear that in mind. But maybe it's all worth it as he is getting that fourth base up and running. Oh my god, already just Maynarding over.
Yeah, I suppose losing those units like that does leave Gerald a little bit vulnerable now, but in all fairness, ByuN doesn't have too much of a force to go across the map to even go for a drop at the moment. So while Gerald does need to buy himself time, he has that time, and he has the ability to rebuild his economy and his army.
Exactly. We'll see what he's going to be able to do with that. Meanwhile, we do have a bit of a Widowmine drop here. One Widowmine at the third, another in the main, and another here at the natural. How good are the splits? Up! Oh, god!
Pretty good. Decently good. Only 3 probes going down in total to 3 Widowmines.
And he even picks off the medevac as well. Meanwhile, ByuN is not done with his aggression. We see a triple medevac drop headed towards that third base. Is this the best location to really drop, especially with all these shield batteries? I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see what he's going to be able to pull off with it.
Yeah, and I was going to say that a pretty good thing about those Widowmine drops is they did kind of force Gerald to warp in a couple of Stalkers, but then I realized, wait a minute, Stalkers are just good regardless. So Yeah, we'll see. He is distracting the army now, ByuN is, I mean, and that opens him up to drop in this third base location. He'll finally be able to get the Nexus, potentially.
Yeah, potentially. Workers are falling left and right. At the same time, in comes that main army. It looks like Gerald is in position to protect his fourth base, but his third is sustaining a lot of losses.
Yeah, that army drew the intention of the high-tech units away. Thankfully, the Zealots were able to keep that Nexus alive, but he's still taking worker damage regardless.
Yeah, he really is. Oh my god, no, the mineral line! Not like this!
I didn't even realize that ByuN had an armory. So yeah, these mines are now cloaked! Okay, not the best engagement here for ByuN. So Gerald still able to chase away the army by the third base, but behind all of this, 22 probes have gone down. ByuN finally able to get ahead economically.
Exactly, and you know what? These Widowlands are about to reset as well. There is no detection. Gerald, please, not like this. Ah!
Yeah.
Oh god. We're gonna see. Okay, I thought it was gonna bait it out with a blink. Oh, another Widowland shot goes off. A cannon is forced out here at the third base. Meanwhile, ByuN is not done. Gerald is slowly falling apart.
Yeah, the ghosts are out now. There are a lot of Zealots in this army, though. Zealot Colossus, actually a pretty good composition against ByuN. Not too many mines over here. But ByuN isn't too committed to that push. Once again, he still had a drop outside of the main base. And he's starting to pick Gerald apart a little bit, as he was saying.
Yeah.
It's so funny to see Marauders killing probes, but that's what's happening.
Exactly. 4 Marauders are all you need. Meanwhile, Gerald is forced all in. He's had enough. He knows that he's just sustained too many losses. He needs to just go and send everything across the map. He will get a lot of worker kills, but can he deal with the army?
Yeah, I was going to say I actually really like this position with Gerald, or this position to engage, but an EMP covered just about every single one of those Zealots, so they are a lot weaker than they would be. There are a couple of mines here. I still really like Gerald's engagement. He has a really nice foothold here, but it's going to be very difficult for him to gain more ground.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it looks like without any more Widow Mines, which, by the way, he doesn't know that there aren't any here. There we go. It is go time. He's pushing up the ramp.
Yeah, a couple of Vikings out now to try to deal with the Colossus. Not too many Stalkers, but there are a couple of Archons here, so ByuN has to be extra careful. Another EMP, it seems.
Oh god, exactly. And ByuN, he just dives on top of every single one of those Colossus. They fall one after the other, and now there are only gateway units remaining here for Gerald.
Wow. Wow. GG is called, and ByuN takes game number 1 after, honestly, a very questionable early game from him.
Yeah, like Gerald was not looking bad in the early game. Like, even when it comes to dealing with that push as well, like, he dealt with it without losing too many probes. Like, sure, he lost a disruptor, but that was it. It was just when those drops started happening, right? That's when damage was being dealt.
Yeah, I suppose that is the thing about ByuN here, right? It doesn't matter so much what the early game is looking like, as long as he's able to get into the mid-game relatively unscathed, and he just powers up slowly but surely. I still want to see ByuN versus Light VIP, but apparently it's not happening tonight.
It's because he's such an innovation fan. He knows that there is a VOD out there of innovation versus Light VIP, and he wants some of that action too.
He does. Funnily enough, I think one of the very first Oli Moligs I played, I also played against Innovation, and I got casted by Base Straight TV.
Yeah.
This was back when I was doing NG Bay first every game.
Oh boy.
So yeah, he knows that the Cranky Ducklings have a history with Innovation.
Oh yeah.
He himself has a history with another one of our organization members, another member of our production, but we'll let the story unfold some other time. Anyway, we're going to be continuing our series now on Pride of Altaris LE. Of course, in the top left-hand corner map, starting all the way in the top left-hand corner, we have the Teal Terran player coming out from the land of Korea. He wants to zoom by this match as quickly as possible, whether he wins or loses, because he's going to be representing Shopify Rebellion, both here and in the team match. He is ByuN.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Pride of Altaris LE, we have the Polish Protoss player. He is blue, representing Storm Gaming, currently down in this series, but not out. Not yet. It is Gerald.
Yo, the big brain play here would be if, because I believe they're up against Kaiser Gaming. The big brain play here, right, would be for Gerald to delay ByuN from playing for so long that Kaiser Gaming just gets some walkovers. They're not even on. He's not even on Kaiser Gaming, but you know, Kaiser Gaming, Storm Gaming, they are brothers from different mothers.
There you go. There you go.
And fathers.
Yeah.
They're brothers from different parents.
Kaiser just slipping the Geralt, you know, a cheeky tenner and being like, mate, do us a favor. Slow down ByuN for us, mate. Let's go.
Not even a tenner. Sneaking him like a couple of replays.
Sneaking him some 5 gifted subs, mate. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Slipping him an autographed jersey from Time.
Jesus, yo.
Time and Solar and Spirit.
Mate, that's pretty worth. Not gonna lie. Yeah. And Raynor now, mate. Raynor's on
Raynor now. Yeah, I can't believe I completely. Because every promotional, because I don't think they've taken a picture of Raynor in his Kaiser Gaming jersey yet. So all the promotional stuff from Raynor is still in Clash. But yeah, with that pickup, I feel like Kaiser is. Kaiser was already top 3. A top 3 team regardless. Now, I mean, they're looking pretty scary.
Yeah, I also forgot. Like, it was yesterday that I was looking at, I think I was looking at the King of Battles bracket or something,
yeah,
and I noticed Raynor's name with Kaiser. I was like, what? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he got picked up like a month or 2 ago, so it's not like a recent thing, but it just always slips my mind.
Exactly. It's just not something that's televised too much, and I think that's just because we haven't had a DreamHack yet where he's on Kaiser, so I'm sure once that happens, then it'll really cement in everyone's mind, like, oh, he's on a Korean team now, or a Chinese team technically.
Chinese team with a Korean player.
There you go. With one.
With one, yeah. It used to be 3. Now 1. But yeah, I mean, it's funny that we're talking about Kaiser Gaming now, as neither of these players are on it. But yeah, just Raynor, Spirit, Time, and Solar. That's pretty. They just need, I don't know, mana or something. Protoss player to round it off. There's the Gerald.
I mean, they used that skill.
Really round it out. They did.
Feels bad, man. As we do have a bit of Haluk diving in. Oh, okay. Doesn't bait out the Widowmine shot. I'm sure he wanted some friendly fire, but in the end, ByuN doesn't get baited. He does clean up this Oracle, and Geralt confirms that there is going to be another Widowmine. Oh, not just a Widowmine drop. Oh my god, let's go.
Couple of Marines here. Yeah, Geralt definitely influenced a little bit by Hero. Trying to get a little bit of that friendly fire going down, but yeah, as you were saying, ByuN just going for a pretty committed drop, all things considered.
Yeah, only a single Widowmine, but a lot of Marines here in said job is going to be zooming out across the map. Unfortunately, due to the opener, Geralt doesn't have really eyes on this. He's being distracted a little bit by this Hellion. The first Stalker is going to be headed over to protect the 3rd base, but we need some warp-ins here at home. Uh-oh.
And they aren't quite available here yet. Unfortunately, Stalker's now moving into position, but the Marines and the mine will land. It's going to be very tricky for Geralt to move into this. Meanwhile, that Hellion actually snuck in, got 5 probe kills.
Exactly, I wasn't quite expecting that, but the Hellion more than paying for itself. Meanwhile, here come those Marines. First one on a shot already going off. The Marines shouldn't really deal too much damage. They want as many probes as possible. They do get 1.
They do get 2. Yeah, ByuN just waiting for that mine to reset before he dips back in.
Exactly at the same time, we have a Raven sneaking over towards that 3rd base, towards that natural as well. There's nothing here to really stop it, so the auto harass could deal even more damage, open things up for this drop to go in again.
Man, I suppose this is really the strength of ByuN. He really knows how to pick his opponent's attention apart. Unfortunately, he did land the auto turret in a base that had no probes, so yeah, a little bit of wasted energy there.
Oh, is it wasted? Because he does weaken that shield battery up. We have a big push coming through the center of the map. 1 tank here with ByuN's army. Still no stim or anything. So I don't know how much potential this really has. But again, you know, that shield battery did take whole damage.
Yeah, I suppose if that tank is able to get in range of that shield battery and take it out before the engagement happens, then it'll be well worth it here for ByuN, but it's a little tricky. The shield battery is in the back line a little bit. Regardless, we'll see. ByuN has just been setting himself up for this one push pretty nicely so far. How is Gerald gonna defend?
Here we go. I mean, this was scattered by the observer across the map, so Gerald was aware his army is already here in position.
And once again, no stim, no medevacs here for ByuN, so it's not as scary of a Terran push as it could be, but the sentry being targeted down immediately like that. Not too many Marines were taken out, but it was very, very important for one of the tanks to get taken out here because it just weakens the push of ByuN so much.
Yeah, it really does. Meanwhile, the drops come in once again. This time it will be cleaned up. We even had a little bit of order to harass. ByuN in the end will turn around, and Gerald holds on to his third.
Yeah, this time he's got the disruptor out first and foremost, so that shorts up his defenses a little bit. Oh, the supply block is killing him though. He's trying to produce Colossus, I believe, out of that Robo. He cannot. He just cannot. The pylon's a long way away. This might be what ends up winning ByuN the game as he moves across the map, this time with Stim, with a medevac, and with all of those units he saved from earlier. Okay, it's actually a disruptor coming out, but regardless, man, oh man.
Yeah, we'll see we'll see how this push works. Again, ByuN is again pretty committed with this. He does push out across the map. He is spotted by the army. Here comes the Nova, the disruptor.
Actually, a pretty decent pickoff here.
Yeah.
Shaves off a couple of those Marines, and now the chargers are coming in. But they do get taken out before they can connect with the tank. Now is a little bit of friendly fire there. Immediately, ByuN pounces on top of one of these disruptors as it pops out. Didn't even notice that there were a couple of mines here, and yeah, they're definitely helping out a ton as well. This tank will go down, and I don't think this push will continue too much.
Yeah, exactly. That was kind of the key moment there, and everything was going in ByuN's favor. All the harassment earlier, the fact that Gerald was heavily supply blocked as well, but Gerald barely is able to hold on with the power of those disruptors. At the same time, Raven keeps coming in, keeps getting damaged. 6 kills already, and ByuN, again, he backs off. He tries to find damage elsewhere, and it looks like he'll be able to get a gateway, maybe even a cyber core. Oh my god.
Yeah, thanks to this high ground from the medevac, so it's only Zealots left for Gerald. Thankfully, he did have charge. ByuN, his attention elsewhere. Eats the purification over to the face, and whatever advantage he had earlier on, completely eliminated just like that.
Yeah,
things are starting to equalize a little.
It was great to see ByuN, you know, harassing, dropping all over the place, sniping tech structures and buildings and everywhere. Nah, mate, what what wins? All of that or one round, boy, mate? Let's go.
Who would win? Indeed. We do call the disruptor the great equalizer. Not as much in the PvT, just because we're not used to seeing it really used to its full potential. But yeah, Gerald showing that there is absolutely a way to utilize disruptors in PvT.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, ByuN isn't done yet, but here comes another Nova. Okay, this time ByuN, he is paying attention. He will be able to react in time. Does disable the Colossus with the Raven from behind.
So about a quarter of the DPS potential taken out right now for Gerald, but there is a super battery and a Purification Nova, not Purification Nova, the Terran Purification Nova. Interference Matrix will run out.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, we have a drop here in the main base, but it will be cleaned up, only getting 4 of these probes. Gerald, he defends once again. This time, he didn't really lose too much. Only a handful of gateway units, a handful of probes. He kept his Colossus alive.
And he is catching back up when it comes to the worker count. It is a little bit worrisome that he is behind in Nexuses. He's getting one now, as ByuN is about to move out.
Yeah, meanwhile, ByuN, he's taking the golden location. What a chat.
Yeah.
the balls of this man taking the golden location. ByuN is kind of, again, despite like maybe like some worse trades, he is looking to still steamroll his opponent. Like his macro is absolutely insane. The fact that he's been able to keep up despite that.
Yeah, and the multi-prongs are definitely helping out a ton as well. Does he still have that Raven from earlier on? No, he's finally has been taken out. I was gonna say I was a little surprised that ByuN committed to the auto turret harass instead of saving up energy for an engagement.
Yeah, but que no los dos, you know, he did both in the end.
Yeah.
He was able to pull it off. Meanwhile, we see a pretty big Doom Drop sneaking its way into the main base. Gerald barely sees it, but did he really notice it? It looks like he hasn't noticed.
Yeah, he had an inkling that something was coming his way, but yeah, his attention was elsewhere at the time. Gerald being supplied cap again. Colossus being sent to the main base as another army of ByuN hits that third base location.
Oh god, exactly. He's focusing on the Disruptors.
Disruptors do get taken out, and a very heavy Marauder army makes short work of the Archons as well as the Colossus, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, the Colossus were here in the main base. It looks like the Colossus will be able to force away this drop, but damage is being dealt. It does go down here to low ground. The Colossus are looking a little bit exposed. Oh, ByuN, he was thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, he could drop on top of these Colossus. We have seen that a couple of times in the past. Not as often in Legacy of the Void, but not as often in the past couple of years. But yeah, we have seen an idea that Terran players have is load up the Marauders and boost fort, drop directly on top of the Colossus.
Yeah, maybe we'll see that later on in this game. Meanwhile, ByuN is just setting himself up once again, like because of his economy, because he has the gold base on top of that. It's even a planetary. Jesus Christ! Wow. He just has so much to work with. He has just so much army, and he's just pulling Gerald fully apart.
Like so, nice couple of EMPs as well as a couple of snipes on top of these zealots. I didn't even notice that ByuN has 6 ghosts. It's quite a lot for this stage of the game, and he is making the absolute most he can out of them. Colossus getting picked apart between Marauders, Vikings, and Ghosts. This is all without 2-2, by the way.
Oh my god, 1-1 ByuN is absolutely insane. Only a single Colossus manages to escape, and even then, it gets hunted down. GG gets called. ByuN takes the series 2-0.
And now, he plays in a different tournament.
GG, well played. Congratulations, ByuN. He will move on to the grand finals, where he will be waiting for his opponents. Because he's going to be waiting, he will have time to play in that team league, in that tournament. So, no rest for ByuN, mate. Yeah. He's just always got games going on.
What a wicked. Yeah. It was a very nice, pretty close, well, initially a pretty close TVP series that we've seen here. Gerald, very, very good at defense in the early game, very, very good in defending frontal engagements, but as the game went on, I guess ByuN did kind of realize he has a little bit of a weakness when it comes to multi-prong, so yeah, ByuN just took absolute advantage of that, tried to pick apart Gerald's attention as best he possibly could.
Yeah, like the amount of economic damage he was dealing was crazy. Like, no, I guess not even just economic damage. Not even just that, but like, yeah, the way that he was just able to just dance and bounce in between all these spaces, it was crazy.
Absolutely. And now, I can't believe it's taken us this long to get to the this particular matchup, Light, but we are getting a PvP finally this evening. It's going to be our other semifinals. Also, best of 3, it is going to be Art versus Beastork, who is the top finishing Southeast Asia / Oceania, and these top placing C/OCE player.
Yeah.